Good morning. It's Market Day Report. We're glad you're with us. Moving into a Wednesday. Okay, we could see some fireworks today in the markets. Maybe not in the row crops. We're preparing for Friday's World Ag Supply Demand Estimates, or WASDE report. So first, let's start with the row crops. Overnight action in the corn market. What did we see? Well, a quarter-cent lower at 4.19 and again, a corn market that yesterday slipped. This is a market down 8% year to date. As a matter of fact, nearly all the row crops were lower yesterday, so continuing that action overnight. Soybeans down a penny 3/4, 10.29 Wheat market, quarter or a half-cent higher on the December at 5.20 3/4. Hard red, penny and a quarter higher at 5.11 Spring wheat overnight in the red. And the cotton market, the lone market moving higher in the day session yesterday, up 31 at 66.77. So let's talk row crops. Brian Hoops, Midwest Market Solutions, and a WASDE report set to come out on Friday. So what are you watching?
Hey, good morning, Tony. Yeah, no private export sales to talk about this morning. That WASDE report is kind of the main feature going forward here. There's a lot of producers out in the fields making some progress, and so the market information being kind of passed on through Twitter and other sources, it's kind of what's driving some of the markets in here. And you can see we've gone very quiet when you look at our trading ranges. Markets seem to be just kind of biding time, waiting for actual harvest data and the USDA yield numbers coming out on Friday. The trade estimates looking for about a 2.5 bushel reduction in corn yield, and soybean yields down maybe 2 to 3/10 of a bushel. So not much change in soybeans, but a bigger change in the corn. You know, we thought right after the USDA numbers in August that those were probably going to be the biggest numbers that we've seen. It's been a very dry end to the month of August and finishing out our growing season. That's not going to help our yields. So a lot of what we're starting to hear from clients and seeing on Twitter is, you know, definitely there's some variation if you put fungicides down or if you didn't, but there's also just, even if you did, maybe a little bit of a yield drag compared to what the USDA was anticipating. So I think, you know, corn beans will find some good support off of these news items as far as smaller yields. Wheat had a boost yesterday from the Stats Canada numbers. The stocks dwindled much more than expected and well down from year-ago levels. It's now just kind of a matter of trying to price in how these bushels, where we're at as far as our demand trends go, and the fact that we haven't had much in the way of any private export sales over the last week to 2 weeks, especially for corn, starting to be a little bit concerning as we've rallied corn to a price level maybe that's not really stimulating a lot of demand.
All right. Hey, Brian, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about a market that went limit lower yesterday. Wait till you hear this. Market Day Report continues in a moment. Now, when we trade markets, we do have some limits in there, some guardrails, if you will, to keep the cart on the track. And when it comes to live and feeder cattle, those guardrails have moved out a bit. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. It was a sell-off yesterday. Live cattle down 5.77 at 230.02, 231.20 on the December, off 637. It's been a while since we've seen something sub 230 in live cattle. $9.25 lower on every contract in feeders. That was locked limit lower, which meant it could not go any lower in the trade yesterday. We've expanded those limits today. Live cattle now $10.75, and the locked limit for feeders will be $13.75 in these expanded limits for trade. Hog trade yesterday, dollar higher on the October, deferreds lower. Brian Hoops, President, Midwest Market Solutions. This could be an interesting day.
Yeah, it certainly was interesting yesterday, Tony, and it will be again today. So
All right. I think we've lost the audio there with Brian, but yeah, an interesting day.